Hi guys. Alright, so this is a video to give you the information you need to set up a class on Kidblog. I'm going to be doing it on my Mac, but it will work on either type of computer just fine. So first thing you need to do is go to the main Kidblog website, so that's kidblog.org. And then when you get there, it's going to give you options right here. You could hit create a class. If you already have a login, you can log in, or you can sign up for free. So that's where we're going to start. And it's pretty straightforward. You have to create how you want to look. So I'm going to have the display name be Karen's class, and my password for the sake of this demo. And then I'm going to enter in my email address. Okay. Oh, sorry. My display name is just going to be Karen. My class's name is going to be Karen's class. Type in your verification code and create your class. Okay, now once you do that, you can see up here, it shows that I am Karen and I am logged in. So it's giving me the option to log out. Now this right here is my dashboard. So this is what is going to give us all the control that we want to create the class. So we've got our home page, my classes, options to upgrade, create a new class. And today we're just going to create one class to set up our users. All right. Now, you can make decisions about how many users you want to have. At the moment, there's just one. There's me, and my role is to be the teacher. Now, you can choose to have just one Kidblog option for all of your class to share, or you can give an account to each student. Whichever you want to do, as you create a user, you have to say add new users. All right, and then you give each user a display name. So this user is going to be chicken and their password. Now when you create a user, you have options. You can say that they're going to be a student, a guest, or a parent. Student means that they obviously are a student in your class and they are going to have their own blog. They're going to create and write and have control of their own blog. A guest is maybe something you want to do if you're writing with pen pals, or one year I had my students write to their next year's teachers. Well, their next year's teachers didn't need to have their own blog, but I wanted them to be able to log in, see the other blogs, and make comments. So that's what a guest can do. A parent can also do that. They can log in, they can read the posts and make comments. They don't have their own blog to maintain, but they're also directly linked to their own child. So that's a major difference there. I really have only ever used student and guest, but that's, personal opinion. So I'm going to make this a student user. Then you click add new user. Okay, so it tells me my new user has been added, chicken. Now I'm going to do that with a couple of them. I'm going to create cow, and you can set in any password you want. At the beginning, I recommend keeping things simple. Either make it the same password that that student has for everything else, or keep it something where you've got that list so that if they get locked out, you know how to get them back in. I'm going to create penguin. Dinosaur. And leopard. So again, you can see how quick this is going, and it'll let you know you can add up to 40 users for this class. Okay, so I'm going to add one more. I'm going to add dog, but dog I'm going to make a guest. Okay, add user. Okay, now at this point you have some other options up here. And I haven't used all of these things, but if you want to reset the passwords, that's one thing that's really can be very important. If somebody gets blocked out or you realize that you've messed up your passwords, you can do it in there. I do a lot in all users. So when you click on all users, you can see everyone you've got here. and you can edit each one of them individually. So I can see Dinosaur as a student. They have 0 posts, 0 comments. They haven't logged in yet. I can see my entire class right here. You can do some things to the entire group at once as your bulk action. So if you want to click on everyone and remove them all, which I'm not going to do, you could. Or if you wanted to click on everyone and change them all to guests, you could. So that select option gives you that. But right here, what I would recommend before you launch this with your class is to get their pictures in there for them. That's going to really help your kids to connect with their blog and see themselves as the owner of their blog. Okay, so this is how you do that. I'm going to go into Dinosaur. I want to edit. All right, now I'm fine with all of this. Dinosaur's display name. If I don't type anything in the blog title, it's going to say Dinosaur's blog, which is fine with me. I'm not changing the password. Some students in some schools will have email addresses, so you can put that in there if you want to. I don't do that with my students. And same with parent codes. If you've decided to link your parents directly to your students, you can do that right here. All right, but this is what I wanted to show you, the avatar. So at the moment, your students are showing up with this. If you want to change the avatar, you click there, right? And you want to have some pictures saved on your computer somewhere that you can use. Right, so I'm going to browse on my computer and go to my desktop where I've got my Kidblog photos ready. All right, and I need my dinosaur photo. And then I click Upload Image. Okay, so my dinosaur is getting uploaded here. I can crop however I want my dinosaur to be. So if I just wanted part of that picture, I can do that, or if I want to use the whole thing, I can do that. It's going to be a square, so that's really the only restriction that you have. So just by dragging and holding on to these corner bars, you can decide how big you want your image to be, and then click crop, and it shows you right here how it's going to end up looking. Okay, and now I see, all right, here's my avatar. Now another thing that you can do is change the theme. I'll show you how to change the theme of your class blog. If you want your students to be able to change their themes, that's an upgrade option. All right, so at this point I'm just scrolling down. I do want this student to be visible in the login list. That's going to be important. They're a member of Karen's class as a student, so that all looks good. So I'm going to click Update User. You want to do that in order to save this. That's basically your save button. So Update User. And there we go. My dinosaur is all done. All right, it's just kind of showing me an overview. So I can either go back to all users or back to users. And I'm going to repeat this process. I'm going to go to all users. I'm going to repeat this process with my other students. So here's my cow. I'm going to edit cow, change avatar, browse. Where's my cow? There he is. Upload. All right. I get to select how big I want my cow to be, or what part of my cow picture I want to show. Now let's say I didn't like that. I didn't like that I cut off his horns. Well, I can go back to change avatar again. Try again. Upload that original image. And fix it up. Okay. Again, your only major restriction is that it needs to be a square. Okay, then I go all the way back down again, update user. Okay, now this is a process that I generally do all of this before I launch with my students. However, after some time, your students may want to change their pictures. They might decide that they want to use a logo to represent themselves, or they want to use just a different picture of themselves. And so it's certainly something that you can teach them how to do, and for them it's going to be the exact same process as far as choosing a photo, uploading it, cropping it up, and see now look, I've made a penguin my dog. Probably not what I meant to do. And this is one of those fun things that kids sometimes will just get excited about making those changes from time to time. They get tired of being, whatever they have been on the blog for a while, and they just want to change up their photo, try out a logo. It's also a good thing to have a conversation about how they want to show themselves online. Do they want to be seen with their own face online, or would they prefer to use something like a symbol? All right. So I'm not going to go through all of those, but you'll see that that's how that happens. Now I also want to update myself, okay, because I'm the owner of this. So I'm going to create my own photo. Same way. For the purposes of this, I'm going to be the fox. And once you see that I've edited my own avatar, that will change how I look up here. Right now, I'm this little sort of gray box. But once I have added my avatar, maybe I just want to use the face of my fox instead of the whole body. So I'll just click like that to make me look like that. Scroll down and update. You'll see I now appear as the fox up here. Okay. Now, to all users just for a second. Okay, so obviously if you have an email address, that's going to show up here too. All of your students will show up here. Okay, so that's how you set up your class. Now, this settings tab is going to be important for you as a teacher. You have the option as the teacher to choose the theme for all of the blogs. That's a free option. Theme is another pretty exciting thing. So that happens right here. Your generic first thing that you get is your Kidblog blue. But if you want to try something else, you can do that. And there are all these options. Whatever you pick is going to be the same thing for all of your students. So you're going to want to pick something that you feel good about all of your kids having represent them. And so you can try things out. I can click on it. And it'll kind of show me what that looks like. And I can think whether or not I like it. If I like it, I can do save and activate. Or if I don't, or if I want to try something else, I can go to cancel. All right. This is also live preview. It's pretty much the same thing, but it shows you what your first post will look like. All right. So you just might play with that a little bit and see what seems like something that your class will enjoy for their background. And this might be something that you do with your class all together. Make that decision together. I am going to go back and I'm going to select this one for my class theme, and I'm going to hit save and activate. Okay, now we have selected this one. That's what my class is going to look like. I'm going to go back to settings. All right, so general tells me my class title, Karen's class. It also tells me the class URL. That's really important. That's what we need to go to in order to log in. That's the code you would, or the web address you would give parents to get there. This is how to find you. All right. What else do you need to know? If you want to have a class avatar, a symbol just for your class, you can do that. That's helpful if your class is sharing one blog. You also want to pick your time zone. That's definitely important if you are using this with pen pals or things like that. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Choose your date format. I think mobile publishing is a good idea because if you end up getting the Kidblog app, that's very helpful. And then always go down to the bottom. Your blue button in Kidblog is important. That's your save changes. Okay, so to review your settings again. We've done our general settings, we've gone through themes, we've made our selection. I'm not going to worry about widgets at this point. I want to skip actually over to posts. All right, this is where some of your security happens. Okay, so you get to decide who can read your posts. Any visitor without a password, only the users in your class, only you as the administrator or teacher. So any visitor means that, well, just as it is, no password required, you can all get in. I tend to leave it right here, users in the following class, because I like to create. I can create you as a student, I can create you as a guest or as a parent, but then that way I have control over that. This option, the admin or teacher only, would be maybe if you want your students to be doing blog posts for you that you can grade, but you don't want to put it out there for anybody else to see, other students, parents, anything like that. And obviously you have some choices there as well. Post approval. This is one that I always click. I like my students to know that I'm going to be reading what they have to say, and I want them to be thoughtful about what they put online. One of the big goals about this is to make sure that they think about what they're going to put up there, and Kidblog gives us a chance to make sure that we are helping them learn how to do that. So by clicking this, anything that they type and submit will go to you first. You'll get an email that says you've got a new comment, a new post, and you as the administrator has to approve it before it will actually go live online. Again, that's an option, but I think it's worthwhile, especially teaching kids what should be put up as a published post as well. If my kids are putting gobbledygook and gibberish up there, I don't want that published for them. I want to have a conversation with them about making sure that they're putting good quality work out there. So there's a lot of reasons to do that. You can choose if you want to receive those emails. I prefer to, because then I know when I have to go back to check the site. If you leave that unchecked, it means that it's on you to remember to go to the site and see if there's anything waiting to be approved. So this is just sort of, for me, easier to remember that way. And then, some options for, do you want to see the full text of a post when it's new, or do you want to see just a list of who has written the post? I usually go with this because I have so many users, the full text would clog it up. And I like my kids, it's pretty easy. It'll show you what's new if they put them up at the top, but that's all up to you as well. And allow students to insert media items. If you want them to be able to put pictures and things like that up, you need to allow them to do it. All right. I haven't worked with the Google Drive and Evernote on Kidblog, so I can't speak about that too much, but I'm going to do save changes. All right. Okay, once you get your posts tab all set up, you're also going to want to do pretty much the same selections over here in comments. So when you click on comments, come on. There we go. You have the same sort of options. Who may leave comments on the posts? Again, all visitors, no password, users in the class, admin, teacher only. I usually put it at users in the class because I've decided that I want them to be able to comment. And here you may need to tick allow users with the guest role to leave comments. So that's an option as well. You could just have guests read the posts, or you could say that guests are allowed to comment. So you would tick there if you want them to comment. So I am fine with them being able to comment. Comment approval. If you want to have to be able to approve comments before they appear, that's what you tick. And I always tick that as well, because again, I want to know that these things are coming to me first, that I can read them and make sure I'm comfortable with what's being put up online on behalf of my students. And I need that email to let me know it's time to go and check. This nesting means, remember, will show you how to reply within comments. Nesting means somebody makes a comment, you can reply right back to that comment, or you can have just sort of global comments. So that's fine right there. And then you'll want to save your changes. Okay? You're done as far as setting up now. That's the basic setup. If you want to see what things look like, you're going to go to class blogs. And as the teacher, you always have that option up there, go to class blogs. All right. Now, this is a place you might put a photo of your class. If you do that option of creating a class avatar, that's what will show up here. So let's do that. Let's go to Control Panel. Let's go to Settings, and let's make a class avatar. And it's just same as any other avatar. You browse on your computer, find your photo. So just for the sake of example, let's make our owl our class avatar. Upload the image. Okay, just like before, you crop it to the size that you want. Crop the image. Okay, it says my new avatar was uploaded successfully. I save my changes. And now when I go back to class blogs, I'm going to see that owl there as the symbol of my class. Okay, and then this is the area where we made that option. Do you want to see the full post, or do you want to see a list? This will show you where your posts are. So this is the only post that exists right now, and it says welcome to Kidblog. We actually haven't created it. It was there automatically for us. All right, all blogs. When you click on that, it brings you back here. My blog. When you click on my blog, it takes you just to mine. As the teacher, you will have your own as well. And this is the first post there. Karen's blog, the first post said, welcome to Kidblog. And obviously it's a sample teacher post. I'm going to go back to all blogs. Another way to get to that would have been to click on it. Hey, there's a new post here written by Karen. I'm going to click on it, and there I go. All right, so that's another way to get to that. And finally, new post. So let's say I want to write a post. I click on new post. This is the screen it brings me to. It's pretty self-explanatory as far as where things go. Here's my title. We are blogging. When I click down here, I'm going to type the text for my post, and these options work just like any other word processor: bold, italics, underline. You choose your font, you can choose colors, sizes, all those sorts of things. So I am very excited to show you how to use Kidblog. Okay, I'm going to change my font just to show you what that might look like. I'm going to switch to this one. I'm going to make things hot pink. Hooray! No, wait for my, there we go. All right, so this is where I might create that post. All right, here's another thing you can do right here is you can add photos. All right, so I'm going to click on that media option. Select files, and I'm going to add this leopard. Okay, and it's uploading it. You'll see it upload. You go down, you can have a look, and you can decide right here, do you want to give it a caption? Do you want to put it in the left, the center, or the right? I'm going to put it in the left, insert it into my post, and there it is. And if I decide I want to put it in the middle after a while, I can move it over. That's all up to me. Okay, so that's what we've done to create a post. I've given a title, written the post, put a picture if you want to. The last thing you need to do is right over here, you have to publish it. Okay, so you have some options again here. You can preview and see if it looks the way you want it to look. Okay. When I'm done previewing, I can go back to edit this post. And it'll take me back to my post. I can save it if I'm not done and I've run out of time. That's very important for a lot of students. I can save that post. Or I can publish it. Now when I publish it, only my posts will show up immediately because I'm the teacher, I'm the administrator. If a student publishes a post, it will not show up until you approve it. Now let's go back to all blogs. You can now see that I have made this post. We are blogging. It shows up as new, and if anybody wants to read it, they can click on it and it'll take them right there. Right. This is also where you can make comments. If you scroll down to the bottom, I can leave a comment. I'm logged in as Karen, so there's my little fox. You can see that's me. I have the option of making this comment private so that only the author of the post can see it, or I can make it public. It will be so fun. And then submit comment. Your kids are really going to have to get into the habit of hitting submit, because otherwise things will get lost. And there's my comment. Again, only because it's me is my comment showing up immediately. For students, it will be pending until you approve it. Okay, back to all blogs. Now you can see under We Are Blogging, there is one comment. So that's interesting to kids. They can look at their name, see their post, and see how many comments they have. And under those comments, they also have the option of replying. So I could reply, it'd be a bit silly for me to do, but I can reply directly to myself and say, yippee! And it will kind of nest those comments so that we can have this little conversation here, or we can have a more global conversation here. All right, so comments are lots of fun for the kids. All right, and the last thing I'm going to show you right here on all blogs, if you scroll down, you see some stats. You can see how many views you've had, and we've got 0 so far. I haven't gotten into tags very much, or categories, things like that. But the blog directory is another place that the kids enjoy looking because they can see everybody's blog. All right, so at this point, I want to go check out what Cow has written. So I click on the well, no post by Cow, so nothing very special there. All right, but I could look here and say, I want to see what Karen's written. And when I get there, yep, I can see my post. All right, so, okay, so that is the main information for how to get set up and the basics that your kids are going to need to know straight away. I'm going to log out. All right, remember I said that was your URL here. What I would write down, teach the kids that URL so that they can come directly to this page. Now at this moment, I am not logged in. It is giving me the option to log in. Because I'm not logged in, if I click on one of these posts, it says you must log in to read this post. I'm not allowed to just see it. I'm not approved. All right, so I'm going to log in. This is your login screen where you've elected to have your kids' names show up in your drop-down box. I'm going to log in as Dinosaur. Dinosaur's password needs to be typed in. Now, Dinosaur can read that post, and Dinosaur can leave a comment as Dinosaur. And if you want to see who you are, here you are. There's your little icon up there as Dinosaur. If Dinosaur wants to see my blog, Dinosaur can. But Dinosaur might want to write their own first post. So they're going to go to their blog. Dinosaur is going to see there's no post there, so Dinosaur is going to click New Post. Hungry. I wish I had something to eat. My dinosaur tummy is rumbling. Dinosaur is going to submit for review. All right, submit for review, which means it is not going to show up. This post needs teacher approval. That's required at this stage of the game. All right, so when Dinosaur goes back to all blogs to see what's new, Dinosaur's post is not showing up yet. Dinosaur cannot see any comments or anything like that. It is not until you have approved Dinosaur's post will it show up. All right, here's the last thing on how to actually approve their post. All right, ready to log in and approve these posts. You're going to select yourself. You're going to type in your password. All right, remember you're in charge, so you have control panel. And when you go to control panel, you can see up here what you need to see. So you can go to comments. And since I'm the only one who's written any comments, nothing needs to be approved. That's all set. I can go to review posts. and I'll see that there's one pending post. Dinosaur has sent me a post. All right, so I can do a few things. I can edit it, I can trash it, I can say no way, I can approve it, or I can preview it. I tend to preview things first to make sure that it's quality. I look and say, okay, he's written something, that's fine, needs my approval. I'm going to go back and I'm going to approve Dinosaur's post. So now when I go to class blogs, Dinosaur's post shows up there. Simple as that. All right, please let me know if you have questions, and hopefully this will help you get up and running. Bye, guys.